Hello, and welcome to Brit Reviews at All. Today, I am going to be discussing Sistas by Tyler Perry. This is season 7, episode 16, and it is called Close to You. My summary on the TV, it reads: Sabrina attempts to plan a baby shower for Karen, and Danny struggles to understand the dynamic between Tiffany and Tony. Meanwhile, Jordan finds himself in harm's way. Okay. So I'm gonna start out really quick. I'll just touch on Jordan's situation because it wasn't really much for me to really say on that. All I can recall is that the assistant that he has working for him, he is a mole planted by Gary, and the assistant is, I don't know what he's trying to do. I'll have to see what happened. He basically put something in Jordan's drink. Jordan just wanted to, just have a conversation. They were just talking. He just wanted to take his mind off of things as far as going on with his sister. He has a lot going on. And so while he wasn't paying attention, the assistant put something in his drink. He probably had already did something to coffee he brought in, but when he decided Jordan didn't want the coffee, he wanted a stronger drink. He had to double back and put something in that. So we're going to see where Jordan wakes up. He feels like, I just had a lot to drink. And so we're going to have to see what happened during that time frame where he was passed out. What did that boy, what happened? So moving on to Sabrina. With Sabrina, she basically is trying to get together Karen's baby shower. We know that she is also she's in the process of freezing her eggs, I believe. So it's just a lot going on with Sabrina, and I think she's just gotten to a point where she's just fed up with everybody just kind of throwing her to the wayside. She feels like she needs to speak up more, which yeah, I could understand that. That would be awesome. Something for her to do, to really speak her mind a little bit more. And let me see, her boyfriend, I forgot his name again. He comes, they finna have the little moment, and then he sees the little baby shoe, which was actually a part of the baby shower planning for Karen, and then he decides to take that time to ask her if she's still taking her birth control. I'm just like, dude, I don't think if she's on if she's in the process of trying to freeze her eggs, I highly doubt that she's taking birth control. She's very understanding that that is a situation, with freezing her eggs, that's something that she's doing for herself, has nothing to do with him. But as soon as you realize that Charles' protection was no longer in play, and that you may have let something happen, she wasn't aware of it, you needed to let her know immediately. Because, I mean, she's putting this stuff into her body. She needs to know if it is possible that she's already pregnant. She's already made the comment about being hormonal, possibly due to those injections, and it may not even be that. That may not even be what's causing her to be a little bit more feisty, I guess. So she gets annoyed with him in the end, and I could understand that, and asked him to leave. Get out. I'm done. I'm not in the mood anymore. I'm over it. Okay, moving on to one of the biggest things that happened is we find out that Penelope is not deceased. She is very much alive. Only downside is Gary did make her lose the baby in the end. So she had to, so she's dealing with that. And then she's also a key witness. So she's in hiding, and they are keeping her under wraps. Andy is going to have to be very, very careful with that because it's some big stuff about to go down. It really, really is. If the feds are hiding Penelope and then they're bringing Andy in the ropes, girl, you better get with it. Help them in any way you can, but you gotta be careful because Gary is stalking you at this point, and he's doing whatever he can to try to ruin your life because you refuse to be with him. Um, so let me see. What else? Maurice. Maurice, poor Maurice. Um, I was like 50-50 on the whole scenario with his guy friend or boyfriend, whatever he is to Maurice. Um, I felt like, for one, you allowed yourself to just enter into my home, cook my food, rearrange my closet. Um, I do understand that the gesture, it was very sweet, but can't. I kind of feel for Maurice because it's a reason why that. Sorry, I don't know what just happened, but it was a reason why that affected him. He still has not dealt with the trauma from dealing with Q. He still hasn't dealt with that drama. He just kind of just moved on from it and kept it pushing. But there was a lot that happened. And so for him to come home and to see him in there in the kitchen cooking his food, then to say he's been in his closet, moving stuff around, it really, really did something to Maurice, and I totally understand. But he does need to be honest with the guy and let him know why, because it just looks like you just kind of got snippy with him and you just kind of just wanted and just basically told him like, yeah, you're doing too much for me. I need my space. I don't want to do this. So you better fix it, Maurice. It seems like he's a good guy, but you need to be honest with him about everything before you miss out on something. Great. Moving on to Danny. I think that was the last thing that really, really stuck out to me in this episode. Outside of the thing with Hayden and the lady and all of that, you kind of could see where that was going. Yeah, she's just gonna use him for what she needs, and Hayden's just a butt kisser, so he's gonna do what he has to do. With a woman, I believe he's gonna do what he has to do to try to get ahead. So whatever, there's that. But with the whole Danny situation and Tony and that whole scenario, Tony's ex-wife, I'm kind of feeling Sabrina on that. Yes, Tony, he has had this understanding with his ex-wife that they are going to, be friends for the sake of the kids. It did not work out between them as husband and wife, but they want to be friends in order to kind of be able to make things work. I think for Danny, I can understand why she's questioning that a little bit and kind of what the dynamic looks like. I kind of feel like, Danny, you express yourself, say how you feel, but you have let Tony know how you feel about it, but don't jump in too far and kind of push Tony to kind of make him feel like he's gonna have to make a choice. I think with him being in a relationship with Danny now, that he will need to discuss with his ex-wife how to kind of manage that in order for the whole scenario to be a little bit easier with the relationships that are all intermingling around right there. Before, when he was single, it probably really didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered whether she came back into Atlanta, stayed at his mom's, he's at his home, she's, and they've been knowing each other for a long time. Probably, obviously, it did not matter. But at this point, when you start dating, now you kind of have to put some kind of changes to make sure that your partner is not feeling uncomfortable, especially if you want her to be around for the long haul. So it's a lot to really think about right there. Tony's going to have to figure that out. Danny, keep on, saying how you feel, but don't be rude. Don't be rude. Be nice to the lady. Remember, you are the newcomer into this scenario, and you are going to be around this woman's children. So you guys are going to have to figure it out. But yeah, so this episode really gave us some good stuff. I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna have to see what happens next week, which will be a Wednesday, so they should play an episode next week. We'll see. I'm really, really curious about what's gonna happen between Tony and his ex-wife. I want to see what's gonna happen with Sabrina. Is she gonna be pregnant by her boyfriend? And that's gonna cause some drama. We'll have to see what happens with that. And then we see that Gary is going to roll up on Andy in a parking garage. That's going to be interesting. Have to see what comes of that. And then Zach and Fatima, it wasn't really nothing major going on with them in this episode. Pretty much, they were looking for a nanny. Zach doesn't look interested at all in the candidates, except for this older lady that they both agreed on. They hired her on the spot, but I'm kind of like, well, did y'all do your background checks and all that stuff where you have this lady coming in to be a nanny? For Michael, we'll have to see what they do with that. I feel like because it's Tyler, this lady's going to have some crazy background. She's probably going to turn into a psychopath. I don't know. We'll have to see, right? But yeah, thank you for watching again. I will be back with more videos. I just finished a season of something else on Max. So I will get to work on that so I can get to pumping those videos out. Hopefully you'll be interested. But I will keep coming back with my Sistas videos. So again, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll keep it coming. You have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye, y'all.